may call your next witness.
I call Emy Gilbert Avila as a witness.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Please state and spell your name for the record.
My name is Emy Gilbert Avila.
Can you spell it for the record, please?
My name is Emy, E-M-Y, Gilbert, G-I-L-B-E-R-T, Avila, A-V as in Victor, I-L-A.
Okay, thank you. And where are you testifying from today?
I'm in my house right now, and I live in Auburn, Washington.
Thank you. And do you have any documents in front of you, either on a desk or up on your computer screen?
Not on my computer screen. I do have, however, some notes that I took on the side, but I really, to be honest with you, I don't need it.
Okay, can you set those aside, please?
Yes, of course, sir.
Thank you.
Here they are. Putting them away.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Blaze, your witness.
Thanks. Emy, I do have a few questions for you. This is the first one. Are you a DSHS certified interpreter here in Washington State?
Yes, I am.
And for how long have you covered LNI appointments?
Since the year 2002, so about 19 years, 20 years.
Next question. Did you used to have enough LNI appointments to support yourself and your family before the implementation of the online interpreting work scheduling system?
Yes, I did.
Next question is, how often were you getting paid by LNI?
Every 2 weeks. Exactly every 2 weeks.
Thanks. Were your payments delayed significantly on a frequent basis?
Not at all.
Okay.
Never.
Thank you. Next question is, how did you used to get LNI appointments before the implementation of the scheduling system?
Okay, so directly through medical providers, through attorneys, vocational counselors, through other independent interpreters, and also contracting with other language agencies.
Next question, on average, how many working hours do you used to have weekly?
Before the implementation of the system, it was 30 hours a day that I actually chose to do. But I could also do up to 40 hours a day. So it was a limited amount of hours that I had access to.
Next question. Are you signed up with Interpreting Works in order to receive appointments from the scheduling system?
Yes, I am. As of right now, I am.
Next question. In the beginning of this implementation, what was the average amount of working hours that you were able to secure on a weekly basis?
8 hours. 8 hours. Yeah.
And for how long were you having 8 hours a week on average?
For about 2 weeks. I apologize. 2 months. 2 months.
2 months.
Yes.
Okay.
2 months.
Thanks. Next question is, did you get paid on time for the appointments that you completed?
Not at all.
Okay. Next question is, how long did you have unpaid invoices from Interpreting Works?
For 2 months.
The last question that I have for you is, what other issues have you experienced with Interpreting Works that you did not have to deal with before the implementation of their online scheduling system?
Okay, so let's say just a few of them, the fact that we no longer can confirm the appointment with the patient, and so therefore we have a lot of no-shows, also late cancellations, let's say same-day cancellations. I just get a message from IW saying, your appointment has been canceled. So, and also I'm getting, right now, I'm getting appointments that are only for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And these appointments are, as a matter of fact, today I got an offer for a Silver Day appointment. I'm getting appointments in Linwood. That's too far for me. And also the fact that LNI does no longer pay mileage, that's not good for me. and that's some of the issues, and as well the fact that we had to register, we had to get the MPI number. I did not like that idea. And also, something that is really, really important for me, that we are constantly being tracked by IW. You know, they know our location. This location tracking 24 hours. It's, to me, it's a violation of my privacy, and I'm not very happy about that. So, and also, the main problem that I have, I am no longer an independent interpreter. I can no longer bill directly to LNI, and that's a big problem for me. So I don't consider myself to be an independent interpreter anymore, to be a business owner or nothing like that. So I'm at loss. That's all I can say.
Okay, thank you for your testimony. No more questions.
Thank you.
Mr. Younglove?
Thank you, Ms. Gilbert Avila. When did you first become aware that LNI was in the process of changing their scheduling system?
I kept getting various emails and saying that there were changes coming, and that there was going to be an implementation of the new system. But we actually, I don't recall getting an exact date. But finally, like about 30 days before it was implemented, that's when I actually got that email saying. So we had about 30 days, as far as I remember, as far as I can recall my experience.
So not with regard to the exact implementation date or the coming live date, if you will. When did you first know that this was in the works, that LNI was planning on making a change of any kind?
I'm trying to remember. To be honest with you, it's really hard for me to know, because since I remember, even since like back in September, I heard that there were going to be some changes, but I wasn't fully aware of, what exactly changes, and if they were going to affect me as an independent interpreter. So I thought the agencies were going to be affected, but not me as an independent interpreter.
So when you say September, is that September of last year?
Yeah, that there were going to be changes, a new system. Okay. But I did not become aware that it was going to affect me as an independent interpreter. I thought it was just for the agencies.
I understood that, thank you. So I'm just trying to be clear. So prior to September of 2020, you didn't have any information that LNI was even studying a change?
I probably had gotten some emails, saying that they were thinking about making changes. I mean, as far as I have been an interpreter for about 20 years. And I remember back in 2013, LNI saying that they wanted to get rid of interpreters. So, I mean, so I've always have had that idea that they wanted to make some changes, but I never thought they were actually going to implement this new system.
So were you aware that LNI had some information about the new scheduling system online on the website?
No. I got emails from the department saying that they were thinking about the implementation. And
so when do you recall you first got emails from the department?
I'm trying to remember. That could be quite challenging to remember. But definitely one that I remember is getting, when it said that it was right before my 40th birthday, when I got an email saying that, April 12th, I believe, they had implemented the system. I remember that very well.
So did you have any knowledge of the 2018 legislation dealing with this subject, requiring L&I to develop a online system?
Not that I recall, or I might just be overwhelmed with so much.
And do you have any recollection that any of your interpreter friends advised you of that fact?
I've heard interpreters saying, that there were changes coming, and but I really, to be honest with you, I knew that the agencies, there were changes coming for agencies, but not for us independent interpreters.
Did you ask anyone if the changes were going to be limited to agencies, or whether they would involve the independent or individual interpreters?
Well, I had heard that there was going to be a dual system, so I was not very concerned about it. That there was going to be a dual system, and therefore I was under the understanding that I, as an independent interpreter, could still be billing L&I. And so a dual system, that's what I thought it meant. But as I come to find out, there's no such thing as dual system. We cannot work as independent interpreters only under emergencies, which really, I don't see that happening.
So, because of those questions that you had, you chose not to consult any of the L&I website material on the scheduling system?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. All right, Mr. Young, can you re-ask the question?
Sure. I guess my question is, I understand that you maybe understood this might not impact you, or it might impact you differently than it actually did. But did you go to the L&I website or seek out any information about the new system?
Yes.
Try to determine whether those were true or not?
Yes, but you know what? This is really interesting because I got a lot of conflicting information. I got that when I talked to a couple of people, they said, well, we will be sending information with the exact date. And so, I was just waiting for the exact date. And of course, I did get the exact date, but that was when probably like 30 days before they actually, we could no longer bill. So I really feel like I got a lot of conflicting information, and there was a lot of, I was so confused.
Okay. So I guess my question is, if L&I has been posting information on its website, offering webinars, had a newsletter, sent out some emails to interpreters, and let's say in 2019 and in 2020 regarding the new system, you weren't aware of any of that, is that correct?
I was aware that they were going to be implementing some sort of system. However, I was not aware of the exact date. That is what I'm actually needing to say right now. The changes were coming, but I did not know the exact date.
Okay. Well, thank you for that clarification. I have no
Wolf?
No further questions, thank you.
Mr. Blois?
No further questions.
All right, there's nothing further. You're excused, ma'am. Thank you.